My husband thinks I cheated, but I didn't. What do I do? My husband and I have been together for 10 years. I am an introvert and have very few friends, so my husband and I were always together. I follow him everywhere. When we first got together, I was extremely overweight. He got into fitness and wanted me to do it with him, but I didn't. I was very self-conscious and thought if I went to the gym, everyone would stare at me. After 8 years, the more in shape he got, the more me being overweight affected our relationship. I would always think people would wonder why he is with me if he is so in shape and I'm fat. Then I could tell he wasn't attracted to me, so it forced me to get fit. After I lost 70 pounds, he wanted me to go to a trainer. I told him I didn't want to go, but he insisted. We've tried training together, but he was so advanced that I would get upset. So he decided to set me up with a trainer he knew from the gym he went to. I reluctantly went. The first time was so embarrassing I could barely stand up at the end. We decided I would go for 6 months. After 6 months, we went on vacation. I couldn't wait to show my husband what I learned. When I showed him, he was not impressed. He questioned what I learned, and he paid for nothing. So I said I would go back and push myself harder. Went back and got super serious and focused. Went twice a week, felt great, saw amazing results. Lost a total of 100 pounds and never felt better. We decided once we got to a year mark, I would stop training with the trainer and start going to the gym with my husband and myself. 2 weeks prior to me stopping, my husband came to me and started accusing me of cheating with my trainer because I got too close to him, because I knew so much about him and he knew so much about me. After I left every session, I would call my husband and tell him about my workout and what we talked about. Did we know a lot about each other? Yes. He was about to get married, so we would talk about that, and I would always talk about my husband and work. My husband and I were getting in really bad fights, screaming, yelling, and crying, so I said, I'm done, I'm not going back. He said, no, we paid for it, only 2 weeks left, and I have to go back. I always listen to him. I do whatever he tells me to do. BC, he runs our house. I'm 39, but we are old-fashioned. Plus, like I said, I have 0 friends. I'm an introvert. I am divorced, and my ex-husband cheated on me, so in my mind, I'm like, this is crazy. My husband knows me. He knows I would never cheat. This will blow over. I went back twice after the accusations started. Big mistake in hindsight. Becuse, the fighting continues. The accusations continue. Then he starts looking for things to prove I'm cheating. He finds a deleted text from him, which I know looks bad. Swear I didn't purposely delete. The only time I texted him was about my schedule for the week, and I had canceled once, and he sent me a GIF that was like, don't worry, it will be okay. BC, I said work was stressful. He followed me once on my way to my session, and I had stopped at Dunkin' for food and lied about it. BC, I didn't want to hear him that I was cheating on my diet, which I have lied about before, so that also caused him not to trust me. During our fights, we both said a lot of things we didn't mean. He said I betrayed him. BC, the guy didn't like him, and I didn't defend him. The fighting was so bad, some nights we get barely New York sleep, and I would still go to work. He said I started making these days looks like I am fantasying about this person. BC, I never made these looks before. I tried to explain them to him. They were about him, because I am so overwhelmed with emotion, being scared, confused, and when we are out to dinner or on vacation, because we have so many memories. How could this happen? The problem is, he said I made this same look when he saw me talking to him, which was the most disrespectful act. I also think it has something to do with anxiety, because when I get so overwhelmed, people at work ask me if I'm okay. I look lost, but he thinks I'm loved. Gazed. He got mad I stopped the sessions without asking him, but he was saying he was going to leave me. He actually says he's going to leave me every day for a year, and I beg him to stay because I don't know what I would do without him. He told me if I could prove it to him, we could go back to normal, so I've been trying to prove it to him. I took 4 lie detector tests, passed all 4, but he says that just proves we didn't have sex, but he still isn't full convinced after that. I didn't know how else to prove it to him, so I kept telling him to confront the guy. I had nothing to hide, and I would say it every day because I am desperate, which he did, but it didn't help. He said it just embarrassed him more. I don't want to lose my family. I swear I didn't cheat on him. I know I got too personal, but I didn't have feelings for anyone or do anything. All day, every day, I want to prove to him this didn't happen, but I don't know how. So if he doesn't bring it up, I bring it up because I feel like if I can prove it, then we can go back to normal. He is my everything, my best friend. Now that has been over a year. He seems checked out. He keeps saying if I don't tell him everything, we will never move on, but I keep telling him I did. I was obsessed with training. It made me feel good. Yes, I enjoyed the training and got too close with the trainer, but I didn't cheat on him. How do I save my husband and family? I feel like no matter what I say or do is wrong, and just makes me dig a deeper hole I can't get out of. I try not to be defensive, and I want to be remorseful, but when he says something that is simply untrue, I get defensive.